Sure.
All right. That's what I'm talking about, Corey. See, you're coming out of your shell, man. I love it.
Maybe a little.
Yeah, maybe a little. Well, yeah, let's do that at the top of the hour. So everybody just get ready for that. All right. Let's go through these questions. Let's see. First one up. What do you feel is the purpose of the divine feminine in disclosure?
Well, the divine feminine is actually probably what we're going to disclose into. You know, where this whole, I guess, masculine, testosterone-driven, warlike world that we have now is going to fade away. You know, as they say, you know, people are going to beat their spears and swords into plowshares, and you know, people are going to they're actually going to get along. So, you know, I think that's very much what we're heading into, that type of energy, and it's just what we're phasing out of the. I guess, and I know when they say masculine and feminine, you know, what I think I know what they mean. You know, we're really transitioning into a more of a feminine energy.
And is that the way the Blue Avian culture is based? Something more balanced and not as masculine?
Yeah, I mean, there's you don't have the ego, you don't have the people broadening their chest, trying to get the attention, or trying to push their point of view across. It's really hard for us to understand what beings are from another density, because we try to project the way we think and the way we behave onto them, you know, just like we do other humans.
I've always wanted to know this with a lot of the depictions in Egypt of and not only Egypt but Greece and other cultures with bird-headed humans. Is that do you think that is a direct connection to Blue Avian contact in the past?
You know, I had been on the fence about that until I met William Henry, and saw a lot of his book right now is selling out like crazy, because the artwork and all of the research he's done, and he's done it for a long time, since like 2003 he's been looking at these things.
That's right.
So it became very obvious to me that there's a connection.
Oh, let's see here. The Mergellans. I just got an email about this, and it says, I've been dealing with this for over 6 years. Does Corey know anything about this stuff?
I don't.
I don't either. Okay, next question up. How can we co-create guidelines for unity in the community?
Well, the way you do it is in your own behavior and your own thought processes. That's the normal one, the best way to affect the consciousness of others around you, and it's basically leading by example. Don't go on to forums and sit there and argue back and forth, what disclosure is or what alien groups are good and bad, when you know what, none of us are going to be able to know until we get all of the information. Right now we're picking things up off the floor and investigating and doing the best we can, and we all are looking at things through different lenses and different belief systems. So we're never going to be able to come together, work together, or agree if we're focusing on all these, little ideologies and belief systems.
What do you think about that, Corey? I'm sure that you had no clue about the infighting and the ego that is involved with not only disclosure, but ufology and ET contact in general. Was that shocking to you? And what do you think about the infighting? It
was a incredible shock to me. I was a lot of people in this business really present themselves to be, spiritually evolved, and they'll present themselves one way, and then, they're the antithesis of that. And there's a lot of people who have gotten caught up in ego, wanting, their truth or their information to be more popular than everyone else's, and it was very disappointing. But there are also a lot of really solid, good people in this industry, and but for us to get anywhere, we're going to have to work with the egomaniacs, the people that are completely triggered every time someone says something that goes against their personal ideology or belief system. Until we just decide to put a mask over all of this information that we're arguing about, and just stand together, do protests where we walk on Washington, do a march, a million man disclosure march. None of that will happen unless we begin to agree to disagree on ideology and just push for the information to be released.
Yes, and I had a conversation. Rita and I had a conversation recently with somebody that we respect, somebody that we all respect. And I'm not going to go further with that. I don't want to reveal who this person was, but this was his comment. And he said, I can't deal with the ego in ufology anymore. There are too many people out there that absolutely insist that they have the answers and they know what's going on. And I don't know what's going on. And all we can do is sit down and communicate with each other and share ideas, and not, he said, I just cannot deal with anybody anymore that just says this is what's happening. And I'm just thinking about, that's exactly right. What he said was exactly right. We all need to sit down, share information, and talk through this. We can't let ego and infighting and it's my way or the highway come in between us, because that kind of divide and conquer is exactly what we don't need.
Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly with what you just said.
It's crazy. And you know what? And along with you, I will always, when I'm around the ego out there, I have stood my ground, man. I was like, stop this crap. Just stop it. I'm not going to be part of it. All right, let's get to the next question. Could you please ask Corey this is great, by the way. You're going to enjoy this. Okay, so please ask Corey what he would tell Elon Musk if he found himself sitting across from him in a closed meeting.
Well, I would first of all inform or encourage him to be extremely careful with this artificial intelligence stuff that he's starting to delve into. He sounds like he's got a very good head on his head, very good head on his shoulders about the dangers of artificial intelligence. But I would basically tell him to really focus on what he's doing to try to get his group to Mars. I think there's going to be a lot of little things that are going to occur that are going to be setbacks, just like NASA had when they were being interfered with. And he just needs to persevere and push through. And there's, just hope that this space program that he has, that's a corporate one, will give us more transparency than the NASA has.
SpaceX, which is the main building, is over here in Los Angeles, and I don't know if you've seen it, but if you haven't, the next time you're in LA, I'll take you over there. You've got to see this. The building, it's like the biggest thing you've ever seen, right? It's huge. Now, it's not tall. It's just block after block after block, and it's deep. It's like 5 stories tall, but it is this monstrosity. And you go and you see that, and then you kind of understand the amount of money and what is truly behind the program, because it's insane. It's like nothing. NASA has nothing that looks like this. It's extraordinary. There's a second part to this question. What would you say to Donald Trump in a closed meeting?
Well, Donald Trump, I believe, from what I've seen in the past, has an interest in conspiracy theory or different, non-mainstream types of information. So I think that he might be a little bit more open to, hearing information, in a briefing that would, shed light on some of